Let's start that recording now, and let's begin. Three collectors. Allow me to summarize our current plan of action. Our destination is the observatorium, and our mission is to pose as a goodly small folk in accordance with Inspector Breardian's instructions. Naturally, should the situation demand improvisation, we are to disregard those instructions. Any questions? No? Then let us sally forth at once. Oh yeah, I forgot to let's uh let's get that audio back. Sorry. I mute it because I craft on my own time. So if you guys are wondering, it's like, why do you have the game audio muted? It's because I craft and watch things on the side, because crafting is not really engaging whatsoever. It's just a good distraction. Like, if you don't particularly want to do anything, but you want to watch things on the side, and you're kind of like me, who has to be who's someone who has to constantly be doing something to be able to sit there and watch things. Yeah, it's a really good thing to have crafting to do. Crafting is a good thing to do while you're watching other things. Of course, you can mess up your crafting by doing that because your attention's not fully focused on the crafting, but you can deal with that. I hear you at your own discretion. Trust me, I screw up a lot too. But I just wanted to get that started, that quest started, so it'd be in my list. So now that I have it, I can start the MSQ without fear of trying to look all over the place for the next Hildebrand quest. So anyways, let's start 2.2. Yeah, I'm in the right area. Okay. Just making sure. There's like, I didn't see any MSQ quest markers, so I wasn't too sure. $90? That's not too bad. Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from Almagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It would appear their storehouse in the horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seem in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifest were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audits that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. The brass blades, charged with investigating the thefts, believe that someone within the concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray, depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Y'shtola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. Alright. Guess we're on to investigating some thefts, or back to chores. Yay, chores! Ugh. Yeah, I do remember people saying that the patches weren't really any better, and like, yeah, the earlier patches to the midway point, they're not particularly that great. If I remember correctly, that is. Oh, Syphuin, your assistance is most welcome. I have already spoken at length of the brass blades of the rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might be better spent in conversation with Fufulupa? That is really hard to say. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation. I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded you my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. I don't know, I tend to have a short attention span. Ishtola. I'm severely disappointing you. Oh, hello there! Syphuin, was it? Ishtola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the rural Alagan Sunway. The cart bolted off toward eastern Thanalan, where, thank the gods, I hear that our colleagues were able to apprehend them without further incident. A speeding carriage? That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning, yet the amalja do have a foothold in eastern Thanalan. What of their cargo? Did they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a report any moment now, but I fail to see what else it could. Did you miss me, friends? I'm back, but I fear I come bearing disappointing news. Or on second thought, perhaps it's good news after all. Tancred, wherever have you been off to? I figured you had everything under control here, so I just took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our amalja friends. And wouldn't you believe it, I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way, and even was able to do my small part to help my friends in the brass blades intercept it. In all my years, I have never seen such a prodigious quantity of summness. The blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. Is that so? Alas, I suppose we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us, Syphuin. Against all expectations, it would seem the amalja are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think about what it may be, I shall inform Morialge of our progress, or lack thereof.
Now then. Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Ah, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
I wonder what that was all about. And we'll find out soon enough, shall we? No, we shall find out soon enough. Any bright ideas? Solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for what want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking up Fufulupa's brain again. Who knows? If we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. Oh, but it is good to see you return. I have given some thought to the matter, and I have just hit upon a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufulupa. What is it? What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long, and then it came to me. What if there is someone among our own ranks conspiring with them? A traitor in our midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufulupa. Indeed, for reasons of security, the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location. Their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. But such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as wily as ours risk their open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Mikote miner traveling without escort, so as to not attract undue attention. But who? Ah, I see. Yes, the concern may well elect to do that, but to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way, mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerlea? A fine spot for a rest, would you not agree, Syphuin? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Ahem! Forgive me, my friends, but I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Oh, it's literally right over there. Movement in the distance catches your eye. that it? What's going on? Oh, there's a bunch of them. Dang. Lie in wait for the thieves. Stubborn to the last as expected. You are unharmed. A gang of sea wolf thieves in thanalan, no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea wolves, all of them. Oh, and all with the same taste and facious tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. What? Tancred, if you would be so good as to attend to the outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. To Horizon, then. Fufalupa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. You know what? Okay. Now I've seen the plan, I am really bad at reading the subtlety, apparently, because I didn't think that we would be one of us would end up being the bait for it, but whatever. I guess I just didn't read it into it. Like an idiot. On behalf of the brass blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. But we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? By your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No, I am afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he managed to subdue the unit of Blaze dispatched to detain him and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... And how did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling the somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong. A sea wolf, Leminzen born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him. You have my word on that. I see. Pray keep me apprised of any developments. Yes, she's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed, or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? Excuse me? Are you... What? The antecedent bid me to tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alphino awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Such commotion or incident, I am not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alphino has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our traitor's brass blade. And when I do, you may be rest assured that we will have our answers. All right. Man, that wasn't too far off from our old hideout. You're late. No matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, this vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. Are you familiar with Doma? Yes? In authored? Well, like the rest of the nations of the eastern continent, it is ruled by the Garlean Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale. And more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity. Do you not think? Come with me to Ul'dah, Syphuin. Unless I am mistaken, I am rarely mistaken. You will find the Domans bickering with the Sultan's sworn on the royal promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some. And if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Ul'dah. Why are you making me part of this political shit, man? I think it's in the Chamber of Rule, right? Yes. I can't wait to get like out of these starting towns, because these starting towns are probably like the worst areas to navigate. The other areas are not as difficult. What the? Oh, I guess it just wanted me to walk up or something. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A little man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope that you will find me more to your liking. Halfno Levier at your service. A friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique in this part of the world. At least few. Few indeed are your allies in Ul'dah. Yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourself to the wealthy and powerful. Pray, join me and my associates at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. I guess that's the Adventurers Guild. I gotta find that. Why couldn't I add a teleport crystal on the other side? Ugh. Yeah, it's the Adventurers Guild. Alright.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
I guess I'm a tour guide, maybe? I don't know. If I may, madam, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much desperation compels me. Good madam, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Syphuin? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. The wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow. See? But just sent word they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go and call on Fridura and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Alright, I gotta go over there. That's not far. So it literally paid in advance and it's not gonna show up to a huge banquet. Damn. It's a waste of food, man. The business of feeding refugees now? I ain't one to question Mistress Momodi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man what can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Why, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. It's like, look, I get where you're coming at. It's like, you don't give people, like, handouts for nothing. Because then they'll just start taking advantage of it. That's exactly what's gonna happen if you do it too much. But these are people that literally came from wherever because the land's pretty much war-torn and shit, so you expect that shit to happen a lot more often. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now tell Lady Agiri that it's all in hand. I dare not hope for such a magnanimity, much less expect it. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Ugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you'll be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience? Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We should return to the royal promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Hafano. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Ugiri, for naught has been given. A small favor you fairly won with your words, and is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. You'll be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy. Really? You just using me as a trophy now? Okay, seriously, dude? That nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the royal promenade. Every time I say promenade, it makes me think of lemonade. I don't know why, it just does. I mean, it sounds similar. That's probably why. The royal lemonade. That's not, that doesn't sound right. Let's just say that. You know, now I just got a really bad image in my head. A pleasure, Syphuin. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Ugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Uldar's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Well, unfortunately, it didn't go as planned. Not everything's black and white, you see. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. Bah, I will waste no more words on him. When the Domans are yet in need of aid, everyone follow me to the Hall of Flames. And I didn't read that right. I kind of just read it like a run-on sentence. Yeah, I just teleport to the aetheryte crystal. It's where the Hall of Flames is, literally like right here. Probably the easiest Grand Company to actually get to. It's literally right next to the teleporter. The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The Monitorists have made their position clear. Agreed. Ul'dah is not an option. nor are Limsa Lominsa or Gridania. I judge, given the state of their internal affairs, which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship, cause the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Minfilia, that is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time, a week mayhap, or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphino. The headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it's frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ul'dah, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us well, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphino, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray, do not thank me, my lady. The life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. Before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Ul'dah Adventurers Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Syphuin. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the immortal flames can provide. And again, it's the adventurers doing the good Samaritan work. Again, like, I understand the position. Like, if you continue to give people freebies, they end up expecting it. I get that. But they were like, if you have people like pretty much work off their debt or whatever, or just work for compensation, you know, like you usually do, I don't see why that you would want to refuse. But I don't think Ul'dah was like the best choice. I don't know why. Like, they always focus on Ul'dah for that for some reason. Then they're like, oh yeah, the other nations are just the same way or something. They didn't even bother going to the other nations to see the opinion. We are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship, with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Momodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. What's news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the mortal flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a small number, mayhap it would go unnoticed, but the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 domins to Mordona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Domin's behalf. Very well, very well. We shall begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Ugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. Well, it sounds like we have work to do. Lady Ugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting our Domin friends to you after you have rested your own weary legs, of course. What say you? Sure. Although I'm not gonna rest just yet. I get I'm a hard worker, but stop telling me to rest. As we speak, Domins prepare for departure at Vesper Bay, wherefrom they will be transported by carriage to Ul'dah. That said, this has all been decided rather suddenly, and it would not surprise me if the refugees required some assistance in coordinating their preparations. Syphuin, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process through tasks great and small. In short, whatever must needs be done, do it. Speak with a man named Hosen when you arrive. As Lady Ugiri tells it, he has been designated the leader of the first group. Time to use my Vesper Bay ticket. Oh, there's literally a carriage there. Now. There you are, Hosen. Greetings. Halfano informed me that a sign would be arriving to help with the preparations. I am honored to meet you, though shamed as well. The great warrior should not be tasked with such trivialities. I knew from a glance what manner of woman you were. I too have some skill at arms, as do many of our people. Pray, forgive this trifle, but might I trouble you to come round up the children that have been given into my care? They are most adept at staying hidden from my sight, but mayhap your keen eyes will succeed where I have failed. You have my thanks, friend. Pray seek out my son Yozen. He can tell you more. Oh, hello there. I'm Yozen, son of Hosen. Will you be coming with us to Ul'dah? I hear we're traveling by horsebird drawn carriage. But don't you think they're queer? Giant birds that people ride like horses? I still want to try riding one, but what's that? You're looking for the others. Don't worry, I already told them to get ready for the carriages. I'll need your help though. We were just finishing a game of hide and seek. 3 players are still in hiding, and since Ugiri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they're found. The Vesper Bay isn't that big, so I bet you can find them in no time. Take it seriously? Huh. Hey, you're not Yozen. Who are you? I'm Koharu. Syphuin Winterdale, eh? I didn't know anyone else was. Wait a minute. You're one of those, the stallions, aren't you? No, scions! Scions! You must, you must know Lady, Yugiri, right? Isn't she great? She's really good at hide and seek, too. All right, it's almost time to go. Nice meeting you, Syphuin Winderdale. Are you playing? No fair. Yours didn't say anything about adults. Huh? We get to ride a bird carriage? I don't know. It sounds scary. But if Yosin says it's safe, I'll go. Oops. Why do I do that sometimes? Oh, you're literally on the roof. How'd you find me? Guess I need to practice more. Or maybe you're just good at this. I mean, the Guardians didn't find me. That's kind of dark. If you really think about it. Wonderful. All the children are accounted. Hide and seek. I see that you are curious. It is quite simple, really. Lady Yugiri thought it best that the children know what to do in case the Guardians found us. I should hope that those days are behind us, but I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are prepared. Oop. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at regular intervals. My family and I, including my stubborn old father, Home, will be traveling in the lead carriage together with young Koharu, whom I believe you've already met. Though I understand the road to Ul'dah is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you are ready to leave, please inform our coachman. Oops. Eager to be off, are ye? Hi. Well, I was meaning to have a word with ye about that runner from the Blades. Runner from the Blades says we might have a problem. A fierce-looking beastie has been sighted south of the bridge to Hammerlea. Might be as someone's eyes are playing tricks on him, of course, but it don't pay to gamble in this business. Now I know ye can handle yourself in a fight. This lot here is another story, so I was thinking you may go on ahead and have a quick look around. Make sure the area is safe, like. And if ye come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. When you're satisfied the way's clear, meet us outside a horizon. The Blades tell me the road there is safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own. Assuming the self-same bastards don't try to rob us, that is. Alright, how far am I going? Oh. I didn't think it would be that far out, damn. Just saw rings in the air. I'm like, what the heck is that? You feel an eye upon you. Wandering eye! This is an Arimon-like enemy. So there was a beastie. Was being the operative word, eh? Well fought, madam, well fought. Ah, if only I were in better health, I should have been proud to stand at your side. Pay my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities preclude acts of daring do. Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. We cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost but not forgotten. Lady Yugiri's kinsmen, least of all. They fought fiercest, though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life. All this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? In kind, father, to she who has given everything, we shall give our all. Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Revenant's toll will grow and prosper by our hands. What? Hey, Miss Syphuin, Kohar and I want to know why you became an adventurer. To go wither the wild rose blooms. Why? What's... To amass fortune, to gain power, to win glory. I'm gonna be poetic about it. Poetic. So, you like roses? I think I understand. I mean, they're nice and everything, but don't they grow in lots of places? It's my turn now. Excuse me, Miss Syphuin. I've got a question. What's Revenant's toll like? Is it pretty? It's been frequented by countless adventurers, the bastion of civilization in a harsh and unforgiving wilderness. It's home to the signs of the Seventh Dawn. It is a stone's throw from an imperial castle. Wow, okay. Why would I tell us that to a child? It's like, yeah, it's like right by the Empire, so you're not really safe at all. That's... Wow, okay. You know what? Just the first one will do. You mean there are lots of people who are just as strong as you? Oh, I can't wait! Enough, Koharu. It's my turn again. Miss Syphuin, when I'm older, I want to be strong like you. What do I have to do? Seek out new experience and adventures. Fight ferocious beasts. Train every day. Buy weapons and armor for war. The game is so self-aware that the equipment makes you stronger. Oh my god. Top one. Of course, to be a better adventurer, you need to go adventuring. Alright. That's enough questions for Miss Syphuin. That's not fair. Why does Yozing get to ask 2 questions? I want to know about adventuring just as much as he does. Just one more, please. Do you think I could be an adventurer like you one day? Of course. Really? Then I will. Thanks for the advice, Miss Syphuin. I won't forget it. I'm going to be an adventurer too. When we get the Revenant's toll, let's make an adventurers guild for Domans. We'll protect our friends and punish the wicked, just like Miss Syphuin and Lady Yugiri. Yeah, just like Miss Syphuin and Lady Yugiri. We could talk more about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? Yeah. That's why I'm here. Oh, now it wants me to go back to the Adventurers Guild? Alright. Oh wait, what am I doing? I always do this. Ah, Syphuin, I take it the first group has arrived? Excellent. Hmm? Is there aught else? No, no. I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Ugiri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. This past time, Lady Ugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalan which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegations for the duration of the journey. Speak first with Slathborn upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domans will be working most closely, I should think. Afterwards, introduce Lady Ugiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, the resulting ties should stand that Doman's in good stead for that which is to come. Safe travels, Syphuin. I feel like I'm reading this stuff but not comprehending it. God dang it, I just want to click on that friggin' crystal! Alright. And this must be the esteemed Lady Ugiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends and bid you welcome to the Toll. I hope you do not find our dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, provided they are willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slathborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Oh no, no. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand, I give the same speech to all new arrivals. And you needn't bow your head and call me master, either. We are both frontier hands, as far as I'm concerned. As you wish, Slathborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Our guests have yet to meet the antecedent? Seven hells, Syphuin. Why are you wasting time with me? See them to the Rising Stones. To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I required a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the Rising Stones anon. Uh, duh, duh, duh. Oh, there you are, Minfilia. Tis no use. Our attempts to reach the students of Baldessian continue to meet with failure. Urianger has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that which we already know. How fare the Domans? I am given to understand you were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview. Be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees, not when it was within our power to help them. Lady Ugiri is here? Please show her in. I should very much like to meet her. We have no objections. Pray do so with our blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady, but are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's Toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we'll find it together. As ever, it has been a pleasure, antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Slafborn. Lady Ugiri? Syphuin? No, God dang it, Garuda Eggy. Lawman and I will make all the necessary preparations to ensure that our Doman friends feel at home upon their arrival. Though I must admit that I am still troubled about the manner of the missing crystals. Ishtal should be returning anon with a report from a field. Mayhap you could wait here and speak with her upon her arrival?
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the amalja, yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Ugh.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
Emissary sounds like it might be an Ascian.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a Primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
A primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a Primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
Yeah, if you're gonna live here, you might want to know the problems of this land. I feel like I need to turn the volume up just a smidge. It might be a little low. I think it should be good there now. Apparently, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that eventuality inevitable. Yet so long as there's even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, We must needs spend all our efforts towards achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Laminza and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time and will doubtless have valuable information to share. Hey, to Limsa Laminza. And to degeneracy of Limsa in their stinking aetherite. Every time I teleport, it's like somebody. Ugh. Again, I don't know why people stick to Limsa for that shit, man. Ugh. You're expected. Pray, take this lift to the command room. Welcome, friends. I take it Ishtola has apprised you of the situation. Let us waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we do not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I'm not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning. We would welcome the Scion's support in this endeavor. But if gods forbid our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support. Much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Minfilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with mine own eyes. Is that so? Well, I'm not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require. But precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Lieutenant Winterdale, our scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagin movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falkrida has charge of the garrison. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that, but I became a lieutenant in the Maelstrom. And yes, that dialogue does change depending on your rank in the Grand Company. I don't think you specifically have to be part of the Maelstrom. It's just a Grand Company rank overall. Alright. Oops. I'm supposed to go up top, not there. I've been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter at the Sap's spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit it, the Maelstrom has never faced the foe the likes of this before. You must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. And yet, their return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sapsa, all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend to those who may have been wounded. Though it pains me to even consider the notion. If they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. By no means venture too deep into enemy territory. However, we can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. Alright. Well, at least they got like a huge wall up here. Help! Somebody! Of all the times to forget the restorative. Ugh. Thank you. I owe you my life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Lightly armed as we were, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's tongue. I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you! Yeah. Guess I'm going through the cave. You can fly through that little hole, that's funny. Oh man, the other two didn't survive. Only one survivor. Is it like when they kill them, they turn them into drowned or something? Is that what happens? I don't remember specifically. Wait, what the hell? Tail of a whale. Excuse me? What's this music? Is that just the music for this area? I was not prepared for the music shift like that. You've returned, thank the Navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? Dear gods, these wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does their savagery know no bounds? Enemy or no, they go too far. I tried to think what may have become of the two who remained unaccounted for. I pray that they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive. For that, I owe you my thanks. The price was paid. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. Thrice damned fishback bastards! I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, Savvy. Savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scouts, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetherite in the depths of the Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready, but we but await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. But we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetherite and eliminate the Sahagin priests presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assaults. Have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, a diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. And likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Syphuin and Ishtola, the two of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversion should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Ankred and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take your heels and circle around to join the infiltration unit of Ishtola and Syphuin. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetherite, accompanied by Lady Minthelia as was agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! To battle. Make my fucking voice crack, damn it. When last did we fight side by side, Syphuin? Too long ago, I warned. But come, let us away. Wait. Alright, it's right there. freaking fate, like, right here. Oh, more, damn it. Alright, well, we made our way here. Pray, do not concern yourself. 'Twas but a glancing blow. Come, the Aetherite is close at hand. Let us press on.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Damn.
Did I miss much? So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency. To the Aetherite!
You'll forgive me my lateness.
This is pretty badass.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
shorewalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal. O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the thieves, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Ah, shit. Looks like we failed.
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. But it should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Oh, this isn't good. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water, that which which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements if his last attack is any guide. We cannot suffer history to repeat. It's how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Or our plight cries out for action. We must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none. Of that you may be assured. Limlane herself would struggle to best the Lord of the World in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan that much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. You are expected in the command room. Pray, do not keep the Admiral waiting. Ooh, it's not looking so hot. What the heck can we do?
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone, it was called.
It's called Lanosha? Really? Oh, I'm an idiot.
Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystal stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet. But we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
It will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at mmorpg Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
Well, it looks like we're fighting Leviathan. We got our way. Pretty much similar to what we did with Garuda. Being held as gods also exists in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with a primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judged it best that it be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man has appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store by this claim. And even should it be true, it is as Ishtola said. None save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan. We know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us? Tell us that we do not know already. And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, we can afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on this supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Syphuin, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, I will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you are looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lanosha. The Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May the journey prove fruitful. Lower Lanosha. Dang it, why did it go all the way over there? It's right around here. It's like right up there. All the way up there, dang. It may have been better just to go to an Aetherite and just leave. Just leave normally, because it probably would have been quicker. I don't know, is the game gonna let me fly over this? That did. Alright. Cool. All right. Oh no. Why? Why? Come on, man. Not this guy again. Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's why you said before you had me pick those oranges for you. And before I mucked out the Chocobo stables. And before I rolled that millstone over to the mill. And also before... Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days! And do you hear me complaining? But I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Troctome ain't a generous soul. Now prick up your ears, because I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting. You can? The tale of Troctome's epic victory over the dread primal Leviathan. What? Now, Leviathan is huge, make no mistake. To give ye an idea how big each of his scales is, it's about as wide across as me members long, and that's no mean feat, let me tell you. Why? When I fought him, I could barely see, for all the brine he was pelting me with. Must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of me hands at once did. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. What happened next? Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. Well, not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest like Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. May have two modest. Well, there's some say he can never truly be Leviathan. That you've got to learn to live with him and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. Ah! It's you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm Chocobo Dung. No, I'm the maggots you find wriggling in Chocobo Dung. Ew. I have to lie to women and tumble them in that don't happen much. Remember, it's tiny. It's pathetic. Okay, I don't need to know that. Jesus Christ. I sure as hell didn't fight Leviathan, but I have seen him with me own eyes. Just a fair few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shirking me duties one day, as you always are, lording about the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent, some moms off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I saw myself right there and then. Ew. What? Oh gods, just remember that day made me saw myself all over again. Ew. Hey, wait. If you're asking about Leviathan, it means you're planning to fight him, ain't ya? Ain't you? Oh, take care. He's really terrible. He really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'll end up in his gullet or at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless lying horse, son! I can't believe you made me handle Chocobo Dung! Syphuin, this is Minfilia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon? Leviathan? I see, that is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the mmorpg dry docks. Pray, make your way here as soon as you are able. I shake my head at you. You never learn your lesson, you little butthole. Let me slap you. You made me waste my time. Yet again. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lass. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the World Eater, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage, she has been fitted with a platform, that which you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The World Eater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word and we shall bear you to Leviathan. What about the crystals? Did you guys get all the crystals? And didn't it have to be like certain attuned crystals? Going by what Garuda had to say? Like certain element? Like the opposite element? Huh. Ah, I know that look. You are ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the World Eater may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She has been fitted with what our friends at Naldic and Vimeles are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. It is suspected that the Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Thancred and Ishtola, I would have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. You will welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sopsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred and Ishtola, if you will join the Third Levy and Lady Ugiri the Fifth. But what words have I for the woman who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these: go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments and add a few words of mine own. Know that we all have the utmost faith in you, Syphuin. May the crystal bless and keep you. Alright. It wasn't as much build up as Garuda, thank God. God, it took forever to get to Garuda. But, let us start... Dang it. Let us start the trial. I was gonna make a trial and error joke, but whatever. Honestly, you could kind of... This kind of is like the trial and error trial. Because when you first do it without knowing what to do, you're like, what the hell? Because this adds one specific mechanic that you technically will have to use in later down the line, but in a different way. Not a way you would expect. Unfortunately, I might have to learn that learn like the timing to use that mechanic later down the line if I'm planning to play as a specific role later. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm bad with timing things, so this mechanic I never really got it down pat. So that's gonna be something. Oh no, I might have to change this to just 2.2. I might just do the Hildebrand stuff. All in one stream later down the road and just focus on doing the MSQs for now. At least until I get to a certain point in MSQs. I have a list that of around Reborn MSQ that I can keep track of so that I don't overdo it and accidentally go into Heaven's Word. Rest assured, I am still in 2.2. I am still in 2.2 right now. Yeah, I think, 2.2 only has this trial. And I think the next patch actually has two things. I think it has a dungeon and a trial, but I'm not too sure about that. I'll just check the list. I'm not going to have it open up actively, because that's what ended up causing my mic mute thing. Because I was too distracted by that list. And not paying attention to my stream settings, which is why I said I need 3 monitors. I'm looking into getting like 3 monitors too. I'm looking for like a monitor mount, like a 3 monitor mount, or like at least a double monitor mount for just 2 monitors specifically, and have them like stacked up on top of each other. Something like that. But the only problem is the desk I'm using right now doesn't really have like doesn't have a ledge on the back side of it, so that's gonna be really annoying when I'm trying to mount monitors. So I need to look for one that's literally just a stand. And that's not going to be easy, because usually those ones have like a weight limit. For obvious reasons, because if it has too much weight on it, it'll tip, which is not particularly good. Although I am going to have to figure out where to put my webcam if I do that. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll, technically I have a partition of the desk, like, somewhere back behind me. I might have to move that over here and, like, put it in the corner, like, over here. And, like, scooch myself a little bit more this way, like, a little bit more that way on my desk. But, I'll figure it out. Problem is, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get that partition in that corner there, because I have a freaking table, like, right there. It has all my game consoles on it, so... I'll figure it out. But I really do want to... I'm thinking about getting the 3 monitor setup, just so it would be easier, so... I could have one monitor dedicated to chat and one monitor dedicated for gaming, and another monitor dedicated for like research and OBS. Like if I need to look something up, I can do that and look at mainly have OBS open so I can look at everything there too. If I really wanted to go overboard, I get 4, but I don't know. I don't think I want to get 4 monitors. It's a little much. This is taking forever. What the hell? Yeah. Oh. I get my souvenir from I'm doing the Hildebrand stuff. There we go. Finally! I actually still have yet to do the Stormblood's Hildebrand stuff on my main character, on Tona. I gotta do that at some point. If not for like the hilarious storyline stuff, for the extras that you get from it. Wait, so we got 2 ships tethered together and one ship just like dragging this out? What? Wait, how are they towing when we're using the wind? Uh-oh. Sometimes ships in RPGs make no sense whatsoever, especially like the olden day ships. Like they don't just go; they use the wind. If you don't have a wind, you're not If you don't have wind, you're not moving. The wind has to be moving in the direction you want it to. Alright. Let's get rid of that. I'm probably gonna mess this up. Hopefully, that doesn't happen, but I guarantee you it will. Not a lot of people know this fight as well. I think I somewhat know the timing for this. Oh, by the way, the extreme for this fight is a pain in the ass. Oh wait, I'm supposed to... Ranged people are supposed to attack the tail. I think that's how it goes. And melee is supposed to attack the head. It's really weird that it is like that. But that's just how it is. It's been a while since I actually did Leviathan too. Making sure nobody pulls the trigger too early. I think it's around now that you do it. Yeah. I think I was pulled a little early, but as long as we survive it, we should be fine. That's an instant kill, by the way. If you don't get that, if you don't time this right, you die. Now we get this fantastic music. The patch trials get amazing music, man. The Realm Reborn specifically, I'm talking about. Like, I'm not saying the later expansion patches don't have fantastic music, because they do. I keep forgetting Ruby Ruin is a slow cast. Yeah, we're good. We did it! I don't think this has yeah, I don't think this has I don't think a trial is it synced? Oh, so it is synced, but it syncs. Alright. Or is it? I don't know. Some of the explanations for the sync things are like where it syncs is not easy to read in the description. They just pile the entire text just in there, and you're just supposed to find it. That's one thing about the UI I wish they would fix is the journal. I think the journal needs to be updated so it's a little bit more user friendly, so you can find things better. Well, not the journal, but the no, not the journal. The duty finder, like the duty finder list. Like, especially like more so on the information side, because like the requirements is literally just jammed in there, and it's just ridiculous to like go through and search for the information you want. I think that could be done a lot better, and it's not. Because it says requirements, like you must have this amount of DPS, this amount of DPS, this amount of healer, and this amount of tanks. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. That's not the information I give a shit about. I think I've run away from my objective. Oh, no, I'm not. Alright. It's like, that's not the information I was looking for. I wanted to see, like, the eye level stuff. Like, what eye level do I need? And that doesn't pop up until you're too low of an eye level. Like, it doesn't immediately become apparent. Maybe that's their whole thing. It's like they want to hide that so that you can't shame somebody for doing it. But it's just, I don't know, when you're trying to tell somebody stuff, it gets really annoying. Like, you're trying to help them out with it. It's like, oh, you need this specific like eye level to be able to do it. And you're trying to find the information, then you have to go through a third party like Google just to find this stupid information easily. I'm not saying the information in the duty finder is not there. It is. It's just a pain in the ass to skim through. Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past few visits. But today I will permit myself a few words. I feel truly privileged to have had the honor of admitting a hero such as yourself. You're an inspiration to us all, madam. And on that note, the Admiral awaits you in the command room. Freaking winked at me.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally. On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
Aye, I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment. But if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
Dang, Yagiri's making connections and she just got here.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds stood before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then, but know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
deep. There's no real solution to everything. The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yugiri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Urin man there and present a letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now, before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of Limsan society. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here is the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. And good luck. I think it's the, Is it who I think it is? Like, what they're talking about? Got business with me, venturer? So, you're the woman the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred, too. Been a while since I saw his shite-eating grin. But what with all the doe-eyed wenches about, I suspect he's got his hands full. Ah, and you must be the Far Easterner that Merlwood says wants to train with us. Welcome to Limsa, milady. I'm Yukiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I first learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limsa is a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose. I see. Knowing that the practitioners of my art too are denizens of shadow, 'tis in stealth that our strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. And what in the Seven Hells are we waiting for? If you'd come with us, Yugiri or do what's it? We can get acquainted in more private surrounding. Ha! That didn't come out right, did it? Lady Syphuin, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to West Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Much more has occurred since I beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you overlong. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Minfilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. That I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, warrior of light. Ooh. I guess that part of the story is done. We gave refuge to the Domans. The Domans who fled their land for refuge, I guess. I am bad with vocabulary, Jesus Christ. Ugh. I feel like I need to take like a remedial class or some shit. Oh, man.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo, though I cannot well explain the how of it. It would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul, but never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
Power equivalent to Ultima.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
It is done, my lord. I... Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
The hell's that about? And just like that, we are done with 2.2. We are now in 2.3 territory. Every time you see an achievement, that pretty much means, especially when you're in the patches, it's mainly when you're in the patches. That means you're done with the patch specifically. Anyways, it's getting pretty late on my end. I don't have as much time as I'd like to. I wanted to get the Hildebrand, but that took longer than I thought it was. I thought I was going to. I forgot that 2.2 onward are pretty hefty patches. So, yeah. Anyways, you guys have a nice margarita, anime watching, game playing rest of your night. See you guys. Until then.